Alright, I'm here. I was posting all of the stream to as many places as I possibly could. So, first battle today will be JKR versus PRAMO. So, number 1 and number 2 on Cup so far. The probably biggest competition is each other, as well as GG, who's also in this bracket. So, it's going to be one crazy bracket. Good team after good team. We're starting tonight off on Desert Sands. Not my favorite map. When I called for JJ on this map, I absolutely hated it. I could never have a good strat with my team to be able to effectively do it. It was mostly my calls. I just didn't enjoy this map at all. I'm interested to see... Well, it's pretty obvious, actually, where they are. I wonder if he's going to run the 4005 and get yelled at again, but they're probably all going out into dunes. With that many Kronwagens and E5s, there's no point of them being in town. Looks like PRAMO is likely doing something similar. With an IS-4, I'd be interested to see if they do something kind of along the train tracks in middle on town side. I've seen IS-4 sit there side scraping, watching for a mid-rush to catch or spot any tanks that are going up towards dune side in that big bowl area underneath the bridge. Vickers doing the classic spotting run, just trying to get the most vision without getting absolutely nuked, which they should be able to get away with it for the most part. So about probably no more than 2 heavy tanks are going to be spawning dunes for jokers. For some reason, well, lights and mediums always get dune priority spawn, but then the next tank type that spawns out there is always German heavies. So German heavies are really rough to run on this map, unless you have your spectators in lights or mediums so that their spectating tanks spawns out there. Although this is not the best map in general for German super heavies, just a little too big and slow. I need to launch a poll as well. And if you guys are interested in also watching the PRAMO games after the JKR match-off or games, I'll try and get the link to Wildones stream and post it so you guys can go watch them if you would like. I'll do that after this game because I can't seem to find it really fast. And I just realized I didn't enable this. There we go. Oh wow, this is taking forever for me to load in. There we go. Thank you, Adu. Appreciate the love. Yeah, so only one tank spawned out here for JKR. Looks like they're definitely going dunes with all of those Kronwagens. PRAMO is also going to be replicating that. They are setting up to try and get the early spots with the Vickers to try and catch shots across the dunes, or the tracks at the very beginning. Get early bleeds. It looks like Assassin's the only one that took any damage. And even Steven is in that IS-4 side scraping position to have control over mid. Sierra holding the aggressive spotting position in that bush. He's doing a good job of not getting spotted, but giving PRAMO amazing vision on any JKR players that do not go super wide out here. So far, Assassin is getting caught out again, taking another chunk of HP. PRAMO's got the early bleeds, but PRAMO is still actually down on HP because they are running the light tank. This is rather interesting. It looks like PRAMO is running pretty soft amount of tanks in the Dune side while holding... I stand corrected, PRAMO is now starting to push their tanks in. I thought they were just going to hold out there and see if they couldn't farm on any JKR push. Steel Hunter has moved himself into town as well to try and get some vision and keep control over the mid dip, while even Steven might be creeping himself over into C. PRAMO has strong positioning here. They have nice wide control over the dip behind the plane, as well as a Kron watching over the mid and with the E5 covering A. JKR is kind of stuck here. They can't make any aggressive pushes right now because if they do, they will get caught out by the good positioning and tank setup of PRAMO. PRAMO's starting to get a little more aggressive, getting a push ready most likely. Not so sure. They are now just seeing all those 3 Kronwagens back there. I don't know if they want to push that. That's a lot of clip power to push into. That's how you lose 2 tanks in a matter of seconds. Over in mid, Steel did get aggressive, trying to get Tommy knocked down, but he is going to get pushed by Tommy and even Steven. JKR also making a push into A to try and catch some of the PRAMO tanks out of guard while they push onto Steel. Jokers do have the advantage over by A-Cap, so they do need to push this hard and fast and take out as many tanks as possible while Steel distracts a couple of tanks. Fortunately, he wasn't able to last as long as he probably hoped he would be able to, and Jokers are getting split here. They have 2 tanks covering A, but getting pushed on by Steven, Tommy, and Sierra, while the rest of JKR manages to take out Cora, but they still have to try and do something about DJ and Mako, as well as Kami. Kami is unnecessarily pushing into a 3-tank crossfire, pretty much suiciding himself, instead of playing a little bit more passively where he could pull those Joker tanks into a crossfire with the rest of his PRAMO teammates. Kami's still alive somehow. Assassin kind of blocking Arctic, not letting him get the finish on Kami as soon as he could have. PRAMO's up by about 2,500 hit points right now. They need to just push in and start cleaning out some tanks. They're going to take out Synergy, leaving Arctic and Assassin. They're more healthy tanks, with Kakadity trying to push towards Tommy to clean him out, but he does take a hit from Sierra, making it really hard to push into Tommy now. If Tommy gets a high roll, Kakadity's going to die. He's going to die to Sierra anyways. Assassin taking on focus fire of 3 tanks now, and Arctic, the last hope for Jokers, but he's not going to be able to do enough now. It is him in a 1v4. Only Tommy being low enough for him to really take out in a decent amount of time, but there's no way he's going to get to him. Tommy just trying to hit the hatch snipes from far away. So first map does go to PRAMO. Jokers tried making the aggressive push, but they weren't quite able to break the hold that PRAMO had set themselves up with. Sierra doing a fantastic job of farming in the light tank. If you can't get spots, you got to get far away and just start farming using your DPM, because you do have one of the highest DPMs in the light tank out of all the heavies. If you can put that DPM to use, you're gonna put a huge, you're gonna have a huge impact against the end of the team. He also saved his HP to the end, where he could just throw it away, trying to help keep Tommy alive. Looks like a similar lineup from Jokers, not really changing anything up. Same goes for PRAMO, except they dropped 1 Kronwagen for another IS-4. Not sure if they want to push those IS-4s into town to try and keep an early cap on C, and then come up mid like they did last time. while the rest of the tanks just hold Jokers at a distance around A and Dunes. Jokers did manage to get 2 tanks spawned out in desert, but it looks like the E5 didn't actually want to be out there. Yo, maybe. Even Steven switched out for the light tank this time. It looks like he's trying to get that aggressive spot to see if they can catch it, as they do. A lot of the Joker tanks crossing. Thankfully for Joker, they did not get hit at all by any of the tanks sitting on rails looking for those shots. On this map, that is one of the most common places to wait to get early shots, or even blind fire to try and get early bleeds. PRAMO playing a little bit slower this time, not really wanting to get as aggressive on the plane dune as they were last game. Even Steven making the rotations to see early, or I'm not sure if he's just going to sit in the back. I think he's going to go for the cap. He is going to run into Assassin though. That's probably why they wanted the E5. Has a little bit more rotational power, and they can send him into the C-cap pretty quickly. Looks like even Steven is not going to be able to get to the C-cap with the E5 there. He's trying to spot at mid. He does catch Wabbit out in the open, and possibly Tommy can get the bleeds, but I think Wabbit managed to get back into cover. So far, both teams are playing pretty slowly. Jokers do get the cap advantage though, which was good. They're playing slowly on the A side. PRAMO's starting to get a little more aggressive on the plane, getting those vision into the Kronwagens and the Yo in the back. Not much they can really do but keep the spots and try and keep them down so that they cannot peek up and get A resets. Nice shot from DJ into, who was that? Synergy. He does take a hit from Wabbit or Assassin in the side though. Mako taking a few hits as well, pushing a little bit more forward. It looks like PRAMO's going to try and put a really aggressive into these Krons. Kakadity in a really good position. If any of the PRAMO guys try and peek up over, he gets easy shots on their sides while the rest of the Krons can easily nuke them. Krons look to be focusing DJ. DJ is not going to last very long between 3 Kronwagens. Neither will Mako. He's going to get pushed by the E5 and the Yo, who is still on a clip reload. Let's see. Mako probably going to go down. Yep, there goes down Mako. Adu has one more shot. This is something you don't see very often. The Yo is actually running at 105, so he has much more DPM and much better at gun handling for sniping and for brawling. But it doesn't matter. He's got way too many tanks on him. He gets taken out. PRAMO's the team down now about 3,500 hit points. Even Steven trying to get away and last as long as possible, see if he can't put any more farms in. Still putting himself in between a couple tanks for a crossfire. He does manage to take out Kora, leaving Tommy by himself between 3 Kronwagens. Rack's unable to do much of anything at this point. Okay. Rack's going to be the next focus as well, while Assassin tries to chase down Even. He might be able to get the shot off here, and he does. Joker's playing that much smarter this time, forcing PRAMO to push into them instead of them pushing into PRAMO, giving themselves that bit of an advantage. They did well by getting the C-cap and forcing PRAMO to make the move because they were now down on caps. Much better played by Jokers that round. The next map of this best of 3 is on New Bay. I'm interested to see what PRAMO runs. It's pretty common. I've seen Yo's been run on the south side of the map to do nukes on tanks crossing, especially the 2-shot with that fast interclip. You can do a massive amount of damage in a really small amount of time and then just back off. Lots of Krons from Jokers, so they will most likely be trying to get bridge control over A cap, while the mouse definitely plays more mid, possibly on their near cap. I don't remember which cap letter it is. Non-park. While PRAMO is running double mouse, triple cron, and E5 and possibly an IS4. This looks like the crons will most likely be going to either sit in park, sitting hold down, watching for any tanks that try and rush into Joker's easy cap. Unfortunately for Jokers, they do have the bad side of this map. Getting that other cap, which I'm pretty sure is B, is very, very difficult because you can get in with no issue, but getting out, you're either trapped there or you do get bled by the other team if they are set up in park to nuke you on your exit. And that's what it looks like. That's what I'm going to guess is happening here. They might send a cron or two ramps with an E5 and possibly another cran going for park cap and nukes, while the mice possibly sit in this mid area. If you see on the tiny little map, I'll try and point it out when the game starts. They might be sitting here to get early nukes or just kind of have mid control so they know what's going on in a tank that can't get punished too difficultly or too hardly. Only time will tell. Wabbit running the spring season camo. Alright, looks like Joker's running 2 crons to the outside ramp, possibly the other 3 to the inside ramp or into the more middle area. Mouse definitely going to likely be in this mid area or on this corner watching the B resets. I was mistaken with PRAMO. They aren't playing park at all. Not even sending a mouse there. Giving up their advantageous spot there. Going for the early bleeds, getting good shots into Kakadity and Adu. Playing really aggressive also towards the ramps. The mice getting aggressive early, pushing into the middle. This is where I was talking they might sit. They're not going to sit. They're going to get shot in the side by Assassin, but that's not much of an issue to them with the mice having low DPM and there being 2 of them. They really need to get at least that 1 up to get side shots into Jokers and prevent them from getting too much control up top. Joker's getting a little bit aggressive, trying to shoot down onto these other cron wagons on the ramp, getting shot from the distance and in the side by the mice. They're trying to overmatch with their superior numbers and shells into Rax and Tommy, trying to take him out early, but Steel does get shot quite a few times by Mako and even Steven. Jokers do get the first kill, which is good for them. But they still have an issue of maintaining control of up top. Getting pushed by 2 mice, Assassin is doing his best to hold off Cora, making the crons able to take out this even Steven mouse. If they can manage to take him out, that'll give them the superiority of having up top again, allowing them to push onto Tommy and Mako. Assassin should be able to pick up the kill. He does. Giving Jokers control up top again. Mako and Tommy trying to prevent them from Jokers from having total control. Not able to really do much with the crons up top having the ability to shoot down without the crons on the bottom being able to effectively hit them in the lower plate. Assassin does go down. He did a very good job of delaying Cora, preventing that double mice from screwing Joker's control of up top. Jokers have a slight HP advantage, not too much at this point, only about 1,000, which can be easily turned around. Adu going to take out maybe Mako. He does manage to take out Mako. Kami is Adu going for this jump on Kami, committing suicide and losing himself, or losing Joker's another gun. Adu might be able to get the kill on Kami. No, he does not. That reactive armor does keep him alive a little longer. Adu now in a really bad position. Kami does have better reload, and he might be able to get Adu. Adu barely manages to sneak the kill in, keeping them barely on top. Jokers have the tank advantage, but they do not have the hit points really to fight for much longer. Thankfully, they managed to take out most of the tanks and left a single mouse to deal with 4. That was a little bit too close for Jokers. They could have played that a little bit better with not sacrificing Adu. but they did manage to come out on top, outplaying PRAMO there. I really give credit to Assassin there. By blocking that one mouse, PRAMO was not able to effectively contest up top like they wanted to. Joker's got that early dip or peek over the ramp, taking out one of the Krons there that was able to contest them, leaving only one Kron with low DPM and a mouse to farm them, and they were able to quickly take them out with 4 tanks on 2. Kudos to Jokers for managing to pull that out against PRAMO. I'm not sure when the next game starts, because we have to wait for PRAMO versus GG to finish. That would be a very interesting game to watch as well. I will try and find Wildones' stream. Give me a second. I think he posted... No, not here. Is it here? Nope. Actually, I'm pretty sure he's on the Wargaming server. Where is the stream? Media. Alright, I'm sorry. This is taking so long. I know I saw a stream posted somewhere, and I'm just struggling to figure out where I saw it last. There it is. Is this day 2? This is day 2. I will put this in the description of the video, so by the time you get to this point, you should be able to drop down there and see. Yep, alright, the stream is now there. Okay. Let's check on the other sets right now. Purple was against our first game. They do take him out. I think, is knocked out now. Or they might be fighting in the lower bracket. Purple will be playing Hated at 32. I think that's... No, ours in the lower bracket, so they will fight Purple or Hated, whoever gets knocked out the lower. Checking over here. SLG did manage to 2-0 MJ, and they'll be fighting 4 packs now. This is an interesting bracket because SLG and MJ will be competing for each other pretty much. Whoever does worst will get the better seeding for the pro tournament. So we'll see how that goes. 4-packs should actually be jumping up into 8th place after this evening. Let me pull up the current standings. So on the current standings for the upper bracket, Straight did not make second day, so they are now out of top 8 because they will not be getting about the 6,000 cups that you get by default for making it the second day of the gold tournament. So they are definitely out of top 8. They were not able to hold it, leaving Juno, Arkham, 4-packs, and Elevate. But Arkham and Juno did not make it second day. Elevate did, as well as 4-packs. Elevate is in the same bracket as PRAMO, GG, and Jokers. So unfortunately for them, I do not think they will be surviving very long and will not be able to get enough cups to make top 8. 4-packs, on the other hand, will just barely manage to slip up into 8th place. I went backwards, sorry. Slip up into 8th place with Purple taking straight 7th place. And what's important is in here how these teams end up going. Pretty much MJ and SLG, depending on how they flip-flop at the end of this tournament, will be facing GG. Because GG will most likely not be shifting up enough. They might, unless they go to finals with PRAMO and Jokers, taking one of those teams out, they might swap with R, but that is pretty unlikely. R has to lose the entire thing, and GG has to get, I think, first to have a chance, but it's going to be really close. So the biggest change here will be Straight dropping, and Purple moving up to 7th, and 4PAX coming into 8th, and MJ and SLG possibly flip-flopping with their small amount of cup difference here. Joker and Pramo, not a huge difference whether they flip-flop, because they will be fighting either Purple or 4PAX in the end. See if we have a time yet for when Jokers play again. Oh, they have to play GG still. Okay, and that's at 32, so in 10 minutes. Probably 15 minutes for you guys watching, the 5-minute delay. I'm a little split, honestly. I have some friends on GG, or really only Ryguy and Tunnel. But I do kind of want Jokers to have a good, strong play and possibly take first place again. I feel like Pramo's had the control of it for a really long time, and I think it's good to have that they have to fight a lot harder in these off-season tournaments outside of Twister to get good positioning. I don't think I finished. No, I did finish. Yeah, Elevate will be facing Pramo in the lower bracket. Not exactly sure what group stage this is referencing, because this is the finals for today. Group stage for the lower. If they lose against Pramo, then they are out of this gold. And their fate is sealed in top 16. They might jump up in top 16. Let me take a quick look. Since they're one of 2 teams in top 16 to make the gold, Hated and Elevate, they will be getting about 6,000, I said, cups. So I don't know if they'll get 9th. I think they might get 9th over Straight. Straight will probably take 10th, and Hated will jump. Not much, if at all, actually. They might stay in 15th place because of the cup difference. It's about 7,000. Or a little over. They might jump into 14th place over ZRO. But for the most part, it seems like Juno, Arkham, Elevate, Metro, ZRO, Hated, Pincer, and Straight will be the challengers teams. Although I don't know if Pincer might have quit. I'm not sure if they're coming back to do challengers or not. I think they quit after the Silver Cup fiasco. And the lower echelon, I'm actually really happy that they're doing a lower echelon. It makes more teams want to compete, because normally about halfway through the season, teams in the lower echelon always quit playing, and it made the qualifying in the middle echelon and top echelon a lot more difficult. Because you were only facing good teams, you weren't getting as many of the lower tier teams. No offense to them, but it does kind of round everything out when you have more teams playing. When the team amount drop and you're only stuck with the stronger teams, it can be a lot more difficult. Oh, I missed a lot of chat for Wild One stream. Never mind. I'm gonna just pull up Wild One's stream right now. If you don't want to go over there while we wait
Okay. Elif is
a
actually
few
going to
minutes. I got
his
about
home,
5 minutes to watch, so we can watch part of the
not
first
the
game
best
here.
idea, but let's see if that's almost full medium strategy would work. And we're now on to the lower bracket first round with PRAMO versus Elevation 7 versus 6. Not nice at all. Hopefully they will come back with 7. Alright, let's see. PRAMO, red team, North spawn, and Elevation, blue team, North spawn. I agree, sometimes the camera is not high enough, but it seems
I will be right back while you guys watch.
Evil Steven has to be really careful here. Is this going to work, though? They could potentially kill Even Steven very quickly. Oh my lord. Even Steven is in deep trouble. I think will be killed very soon. It's going to be eviscerated. The projections need to run away. TPP needs to run away, but Euro Mystic got trapped here. Oh my lord, it's actually working for Elif. They're looking to shut down Korokor. Great find here. Now Korokor is in deep trouble, but the projector Euro Mystic is now dead, and it's now going to be 5 versus 5 suddenly. Elif pulling out of this, pulling out of nowhere. But Russian tanker is now going to be down very soon, down to 1 shot. And Russian tank is now dead. And Tankinator putting shots onto Mako, and it's going to be a kill as well. It's now 4 versus 3, but Tankinator gets eviscerated by PRAMO's tanks. I think with the medium buff and also heavy tank nerf, this kind of strategy by Elif might be the new future, and I'm all in for that because that was very exciting. Elif started very well, but I think some tanks caught left behind, and great attempts, but it really didn't work out in the end. But at least they killed 3 tanks, which is hella impressive considering they only have 6 players, and they found the first 2 isolated tanks of PRAMO
So
really
this is actually
well,
GG versus
really
Elevate,
controlled
not
there, really
PRAMO.
great reaction, really
It
great
wasn't
agility.
updated.
But I think
Yeah,
their
this
mistakes
is
there,
GG winning
the
against
tanks they're
them.
taking is a little bit too weak for this purpose. That will change, I would say, after a
What, for the most... Alright, we got a minute here. We're back on New Bay. GG is on south side where PRAMO was, and Jokers are on north. Looks like Jokers are running the exact same thing. They put in Raindrop in the mouse this time, probably specking a doof because he committed suicide jumping off the ramp. Very interesting tactic going on here by GG, running 3 E3s, 3 E5s, and an E4. Alright, that is one hell of a lineup. I'm unsure of what GG is trying to do here, if they are memeing or if this is a legitimate strat they came up with. up. So a lot of these players actually did kind of play together when when Ishtar and GMA first merged. I think it was winter season. Oh, no, wait, was it winter season? I might be mistaken. Yeah, it was winter season. Joker's doing something similar. I was on the wrong side, so I actually called which side Jokers were on incorrectly. They're on the opposite side of where they were first time. They just gave GG control of up top on bridge with a bunch of E3s. And they're absolutely nuking, not absolutely nuking, it looks like they all missed except for one shot on Synergy. Interesting strats by GG. They do have control of up top, kind of putting Jokers in a bad position. They're not really able to do anything. They're kind of trapped, especially Synergy. He is completely trapped. If he peeks, he's going to get hit more than by everything besides just a single E5. The other Kronvarg, Steel, and Kakadi can't really do much with 3 E3s watching them. There's a tiny gap that they can shoot through. Steel managed to slip through the gap, but he's still able to get shot by the E5 Spitbull up top. Arctic and Rabbit do get capped. They're below. Raindrop trying to fight off Tunny with Assassin, but Raindrop is getting pushed by the triple E3 rush. Tunnel's probably going to come out of this alive, and Assassin needs to run now. He has 4 tanks on his rear. Jokers have to push and get control of up top again as fast as they can, because Assassin is not going to last long against that many guns, especially that many big guns. Black Switch taking another hit. He is now down to 600 health. He's going to manage to slip off the top of the ramps, which is good for him. He's going to be able to delay and survive longer. Spitball managing to get more shots into Steel. Jokers actually probably should have played that a lot smarter. They got themselves stuck in really bad positions. With GG got control of up top with such good hold down tanks, there was nothing they could do. They just put themselves in poor positions that let GG control them. Azura finally pushing up, getting a double shot into Wabbit with Tunnel. Wabbit losing 1,000. Synergy trying to get away while Wabbit takes a lot of punishment. Kakadity is just kind of chilling, trying to get that third shell loaded to clip out Azura. He's going to be able to get the clip off. Does bounce one shot on Azura, which would have been a very important shot to keep Azura as a 2-shot. Or actually, Azura would have been a 1-shot if Kakadi did not bounce that shot. Not that it matters at this point, because now it's just a 2v6. Oh, no. Synergy does get a really cheeky shot. I'm not exactly sure how he hit that E4. He must have hit the top hatch of the E4 through the trains. Nice shot by him, but not enough. GG comes off with what looked like a meme lineup, and actually was a very, very dominant lineup. GG's got some questionable strats, but apparently they work really well. That is a lot of German power right there. Joker running what appears to be the same strat that they ran on south or north side last time against PRAMO. Yeah, GG going for the full German tank lineup. They got 3 150 caliber guns, unless the VK-72. The VK-72 might have a 152. U-100 only has a 150. 4 mice, that is a lot of HP. Even with having a medium, they're losing about 1,000 HP there. That is still a lot of health to churn through for Jokers, especially running 3 Kron and the M6. If the M6 has the 2-shot short inner clip 120 gun, that's only about 2,500 DPM, so it might actually be one of their best DPM tanks. They just do not have DPM to churn through that much HP and armor. especially since they're going to have to shoot a lot of PRAMO to pen these mice consistently. I forgot to ready up again. I was not paying attention. Crap. I readied up in time. Oh, I gave myself a heart attack that I messed that up. I was too distracted by GG's lineup that I almost screwed myself. GG only has barely more HP than Joker's because of that Leo. And purely because of that Leo. GG playing aggressive. It looks like rushing Leo to C. Probably sending some super heavies down to this mid position, have crossfire. Either down through mid or across towards B, so that if any tanks dare try and cross, they get caught out. Jokers should be rushing hard onto A. They should expect GG to be in town, because super heavies out in the open will get penned way too consistently, especially being shot down on with heat. Steel and Assassin, Steel doing the smart thing, being the E5, the fast tank, speed boosting out, only getting bled once. That's what I was talking about earlier, having the cross shots to get the shots on people that get out with B. GG was too slow except for Dogma. Joker only gets out taking a small bleed. Assassin trying to back up as well. He doesn't want to play too aggressively because his team is on the flank here, and he doesn't want to get pushed and get taken out. He is pretty much the only real defense against B, because if they push into B with that much German power, Steel is not going to be able to do very much. GG are rotating a little bit more of their tanks towards mid area with Dagama getting into the back. That's a really strong position back there. If you can sit back there without getting spotted and farm anyone that gets spotted on bridge. I've lived to run a 268 back there. Azura does take a easy bleed. That's what I was talking about. It's really hard for the German superpower tanks to do well down there, because especially with heat, his armor is going to be 100% useless. As long as Joker's accuracy is on point, they're going to go through the upper plate every single time. GG's starting to make a bit of a move here. They're trying to get more aggressive towards B. They should know that most tanks are over A, so they want to be careful. I think they tried getting some early spots to distract Joker so they do not get bled as hard as Seal. As Seal is getting absolutely slammed on the side. They do manage to slip across without getting his bled as hard as they should have. Jokers now need to make a move quickly. Push down onto Spitbull. Try and take out Seal. Most likely going to try and farm Seal if they can. Assassin just trying to take out Tunnel with Steel. Trying to delay them as long as possible, because if he can keep control on these tanks and delay them as long as possible, it gives the rest of his team more time to deal with tanks in mid. Spitbull does go down. Still trying to back off. A lot of these German tanks are low on HP. Wabbit did come sneaking through in mid. He gets a nice fire and lag switch, taking him out with one shot instead of two. Tunny now stuck on the B cap, trying to give them cap advantage, because at this point GG is down by almost 60% HP. They do need to try and maintain caps, because that is by far the only chance they have at winning this game now. GG's starting to make a counter push back into B that they gave up to Arctic and Wabbit. Dogma trying to get in to go farm Arctic, while Wabbit keeps the Seal and Ryguy out as long as possible. Dogma getting bled by Wabbit, good shot. Arctic kind of trying to just get as many shells reloaded as possible. Jokers have map control otherwise. If GG do push towards B to help Dogma, they are going to get bled by the Kronwagen. Ryguy is going to take at least 2 hits here, if not more. Ryguy taking some big bleeds there, trying to push over. Same with Seal. Seal was unable to do anything. See, GG trying to play caps. They do have the 2 caps right now, but there's still very limited they can do. Jokers have total HP and tank advantage here. Both tanks one-shots to no one, actually. Dogma can take a hit if he's lucky, if he doesn't get HE'd. Ryguy, on the other hand, can get heat penned and most likely killed. He's right below an average roll. Dogma has to be an average roll with HE. Zura's saying he had lag issues. I can believe that. Wargaming servers have been rough. Wabbit and Synergy now gonna just push into Ryguy and Dogma. Not much they can do. Synergy gonna take the hit from both tanks, most likely. Takes 1,000 hit points. He's got 2 shots to kill Ryguy with. Pens 1, gets on the side, easy finish. Joker's playing that a lot better. More so GG having weird strats that just gave them a lack of mobility and DPM as well. They didn't really have the DPM, neither did Joker's. And they just weren't able to clean up tanks as fast as they should have been able to pull that strat off. Make sure I ready up this time. We're switching to Middleburg now. GG playing on the north side, Joker's on the south. Looks like GG's running a more traditional tank lineup. Still running the E3, which I appreciate. I really enjoy E3 in comp. It's a fun tank. The Mouse is probably, or if they bring Mouse up top, that would be surprising. Mouse is going to get their side cap and probably back off and try and keep resets. Kronz and E5 100% going up with the Vickers. E3 might be sitting in the back. If you see my mouse here, right around here, it's hard to see on this tiny mini-map, but there is a spot E3 can sit, hold down, that can shoot for resets onto their town cap. On Joker's side, they're running the double IS-4, triple, quadruple Kron, and the Vickers. IS-4's one might go for cap down below, but everything else is going up top for sure. If they even want to get cap down below. It might be risky. If they just hard push up top, they probably have an advantage. Totally depends on where that E3 is going for GG. That camo looks really nice on the Kron. I think that's winter camo Seal has on his E3. As they're going wide, definitely going for the A cap like I assumed. Joker's not going for B at all. Smart play. They're just going to hard try and push up top. Wabbit trying to get the early spots. Unfortunately, GG has the better side for not getting spotted early. Dogma can easily spot every single tank going up top, getting a bleed shot. I don't think anyone was really set up except for that Vickers to get resets early, or not resets, early bleeds. Wabbit is already on C cap. I don't think he's going to be able to manage to get it. Yeah, he's backing off. He's probably going to take a hit from Dogma. Dogma whiffs an HE. He shouldn't have shot an HE there. He should have gone for the easy AP. No point in risking it that early. Azure does get A cap, and what Joker has to do now is play super aggressive up top, because Azure is going to get B cap most likely very quickly, and then put GG at the cap advantage. Jokers are going to struggle to be able to get C cap with these tanks back here. GG actually does not have any ability to reset C, so they will be able to get C, but they are still down on caps. They have to play aggressive. Assassin does take a bleed shot from the Mouse down below. Dogma is going for B while Mouse tries to push up. Since Mouse is slower, they want their mobility and weakest tank to be able to get the cap. Give them that cap advantage while their HP armor gets up top to do something. Joker's trying to push into the E3, which is really risky because they are now putting themselves in a crossfire between 3 Kronvagans. Kakata getting absolutely bled out here. Joker's not quite being fast enough. Assassin also taking huge hits here. GG is now up by 4,000 hit points, because Joker's made that risky play there and did not quite do that push effectively. They just put themselves in bad positioning and were not able to recover fast enough. They do manage to make a bit of a comeback. They're only down about 2,000 hit points now. They have a chance to be able to do this. If they can get multiple shells reloaded, they can chunk out that hit points really fast. Azura doing a good job of keeping some of the Kronwagens out of the battle. Adu is unable to do anything but shoot the mouse, which is exactly what the mouse wants. The mouse does not want that Kronwagen shooting any of his other tanks. They put Steel into a crossfire there between the mouse and Kronwagen, taking him out. Jokers are still only down by about 1,500 hit points. They're losing that, slipping that away. They are also about to lose on cap, because GG did manage to get the triple cap. GG is going to be the victors of this round. Kudos to them. They managed to bait Jokers into a good crossfire, and Jokers were just not able to play that correctly enough to pull that win off. That is a really hard push to make into that many tanks hold down. Alright, room's already up. Jokers and PRAMO yet again. Black Goldville. This can be a fun map. It's also very rotation heavy. So we'll see who has better rotations and bleeds. Sorry, I'm just catching up some Discord messages right now. Jokers still haven't confirmed a lineup. PRAMO mostly confirmed. Still trying to decide what they want to change. So based off that last result, GG will be going to the finals. Pull this up really fast. I should just double check I'm ready up so I get in the room no matter what. Do a quick check. Purple beat Hated and R, so Hated and R are going to be facing off to see who plays against Purple. I'm guessing the game is not over yet. Or it's actually started a couple minutes ago. How did these games go over here? SLG beat out 4PX, so 4PX and MJ have to fight to see who goes on to fight SLG. And then we know over here, GG beat Jokers, so PRAMO has to play Jokers now. Winners of that go place GG in the grand finals for the most cups. If PRAMO does get knocked out, I think Jokers might make enough to get into first place. Not that it really matters. Oh, I'm being told I'm mispronouncing someone's name. Bubba, hurry up. Addo? Oh, it's Addo, not Ado. My bad. If that is also incorrect, Addo, blame Bubba Vernon. Alright, PRAMO playing very aggressive and fast towards the C cap, with their Vickers in 140 trying to get mid positions for early spots. Joker sending Addo towards A with actually a majority of the tanks. Arctic getting ready to set up B resets with Wabbit spotting for him. Wabbit and Tanner not going to spot each other. There's that bush in the middle that's preventing them from spotting each other. Arctic might have been spotted by Tanner. Tanner does get spotted getting out. So does Wabbit. PRAMO was more aggressive onto the C cap, so they are going to get cap advantage because there's no way Jokers can reset that. Jokers have to get a play for A as soon as possible so that they do not get far behind. Limits the pressure they are put under to make a move. They will have to be the ones that make a move unless PRAMO makes a really big mistake that Jokers can capitalize on. And this is what I was talking about. This is the counter push meta of this map that I really do enjoy. Jokers have to figure out which side is best for them to push. There's three options. They can either go through their spawn, try and slip unspotted, push into C. They can try and get into PRAMO spawn, which is going to be very difficult with PRAMO in that very strong bush position there. He can spot without being seen, so that's kind of out of the question. Jokers can't really push that side. Or Jokers can try and make a push down into B. If they play it smart, they won't get bled too much until they're in cap, and then PRAMO can possibly collapse on them. If they were to make a push for B, they have to get 2 or 3 tanks up above B, about 1 in, and the rest of their tanks on down this lane here to put pressure on any tanks that move up to get shots down into them. Looks like they're going to try and send Caddy into B. That's the smartest tank they have. It's the smallest, lowest profile IS-4. Caddy's going to be going in for the cap to get the double cap. They're still not too far behind. They're about 50 cap points behind, which can be made up pretty quickly with 2. PRAMO has to get away, or has to figure out how to try and get resets. They don't have any tanks ready for that B push. They are getting some nice cross shots into Addo and Steel. That's Steel. PRAMO is now starting their own counter push, it looks like, trying to get a pressure towards A. Raindrop is far out wide, having this decent hold down, is backing out fast as they do realize a couple of tanks are pushing. PRAMO is now going to be probably actually making a push towards B while getting control of this upper mid area to shoot down on Steel and Addo. Or actually Addo dropped, so now it's just trying to keep Steel down so that PRAMO can get aggressive over Caddy and Addo. Arctic trying to push back to assist them. Caddy's way out in the open. I'm not exactly sure what he was trying to do, but he's getting cut out and bled really hard by the PRAMO tanks. Same with Addo. He just got bled super hard. Now he's stuck with maybe able to get one more shot off into Even Steven before going down. Caddy managing to get into some cover. Still about half health, bleeding more to Even Steven. Even Steven taking 2 hits from Arctic and Caddy combined. Assassin, it looks like Raindrop and Wabbit are pushing onto Tommy by himself, trying to isolate that single tank. Pramo does get the B-Cap back and manage to take out Cadity. Arctic does trade, though, for even Steven. Steel's getting pushed on by about 5 different tanks. Arctic gonna try his best to assist. Not much he can do at this point. Steel's gonna go down. And Pramo do have the advantage. Not by a huge amount. They mostly have cap advantage, forcing Jokers to make a move soon. Wabbit really needs to get onto C-Cap to slow that cap advantage, while Assassin dives into B. Tanner is going to get A, which is okay. Joker just has to get 2 of these caps locked down. And down goes Arctic. Pramo is now going to have the win in the bag, unless Jokers can somehow pick up Sierra. Sierra making a really risky cross there. If Raindrop gets the kill there, no, Raindrop does not quite get the kill. Sierra is going to be able to stay alive, and Jokers can't bring themselves back into it in time. That is the fun chaos of this map, is who can out-rotate who. Pramo taking the early lead. Jokers do need to stay aggressive and play smart to beat Pramo again. If they can manage to beat Pramo, then they will be going on to the grand finals. If not, their run for the evening will be over. They will still most likely secure second place. I don't think they can be removed from second place. So it's not too much pressure if they lose. I want them to win because I want to keep streaming. So that's just me being selfish. Joker's running the triple cron, E5, 2 E5s, 1 IS4, and a Vickers, while Pramo is running the triple E5 double TVP double cron. That's a lot of clip power. Jokers do have to be careful because if they get caught out, they will lose large chunks of HP really fast to those TVPs. If Jokers were running, Wabbit has to be really careful. If those TVPs catch him out at all, he's going to lose a huge amount of HP, if not get out-brawled. So if they run into a clash of the 2 TVPs versus the Vickers, then Jokers will lose all of their mobility, except for their E5s. But still, if they lose their Vickers, they're going to have a really hard time getting cap control and retaining it. Rack's complaining about lag. Everyone complaining about lag. Thankfully, I'm not experiencing it too much, but I'm also not playing, so it's a lot harder to experience. I feel for them, though. Lagging in tournaments is one of the worst feelings. Wabbit doing this right thing and not going towards A, although the TVPs aren't going A either, but it would be really risky for Wabbit to go A, because that's a gamble to... at that point, he's just gambling not to run into the TVPs and getting nuked. They have to keep him alive as long as possible. About a 1-for-1 trade there, about 400 for 400 between Assassin and Tanner. Joker's quickly retreating from that aggressive position near C, trying to get hold down so that they can at least contest tanks over there, not give them free real estate. Wabbit trying to get out, needs support from Cadity and Addo. Over on A, he still can't compete that alone. Even if they know where the TVPs are, they have enough mobility to counter-rotate into him and take him out. Tommy does get nuked pretty hard, with Core also losing a significant chunk of their HP. Pramo mostly contained to their C side. They're in kind of poor positions. It's really rough to play there, especially if Jokers get control of this area and their Vickers spots. if that happens, there's going to be a lot of crossfire into even Steven, Cora, and Tommy, putting them at a huge disadvantage. Those are really difficult positions to play when Jokers have control of over here. The TVPs are going to try their best to prevent that, but they're so soft they're going to get nuked by the heavy tanks if they play too aggressively. So TVPs are getting forced out of controlling positions. Even Steven taking huge bleeds, even with reactive armor on, trying to get into less open positions so he can't get farmed. Tommy also trying to make a beeline with his speed boost, but getting hit really hard. Now down to 409 HP. Not much he can do. Caddy getting in also a very nice position here. Barely missing Tommy. If he could have picked that kill up, that would have been very, very good for Jokers. He is at risk of getting pushed on by the TVPs, but Tanner is on clip reload, and Sierra can't push him alone. If Sierra were to push, Addo would be able to clip him out as well. So now he's kind of stuck, trying to back off without bleeding too hard. He's just stuck out in the open. Arctic picking up a nice kill on Tommy. Jokers now have the take advantage and a nice HP advantage. They have about 5,000 hit point comfort zone. Caddy pushing a little bit further forward, not exactly sure why he's pushed up that aggressive. Shooting into Tanner while Wabbit comes in to clean up Sierra. Tanner needs to try and make a run. Not very far he can go though. He's still stuck between a lot of Joker tanks. He's trying to push up into steel with Wabbit on his back. Not lasting very long. Arctic trying to help Assassin and Raindrop. He needs to be careful so he doesn't get taken out by Cora and Rax. But now his team is supporting him from above here. Those tanks can't push onto him. He's trying to back up to help Assassin and Raindrop out. Now it is down to Rax to pull off a 1v7. Unless he goes along with his name and ammo-racks a bunch of people, this ain't gonna happen. PRAMO playing much smarter that time, getting map controlled. PRAMO getting himself stuck in these poor positions in these buildings. You really don't have much control here, and you can be easily bled from out there. You kind of get locked in, and as you saw, the E5 and the Kronwagen bled most of their hit points trying to get out of those positions. So that came down to Jokers playing safe and smart, while PRAMO got a little bit too ballsy and put themselves in poor positioning. Tommy and the Kron and even Steven really not ending up pulling their weight because they get knocked out that early by getting bled by Jokers. That's what I mean. Those positions were just rough and they weren't able to have a significant impact on the game, which gave Jokers a huge advantage. Next map is Himmelsdorf. I have not played comp on this map. I've only ever done brawl training on this map, and I'm scarred from that enough. I've heard somewhat positive things about Canyon and Yamato Harbor. I haven't really heard anything about Himmelsdorf comp-wise. So I have no idea what meta is, besides meta tanks. It looks like it's going to be pretty standard heavy tanks from PRAMO. Sitting stuff that can side scrape and sit hold down. With how much hold down tanks they have, I'm pretty sure, I think it's the C cap, or not the C cap, it's the D cap, is the far right of the map. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a huge brawl over there. At least with the Krons. The Krons will most likely be there because they can sit, hold down, shoot over the ridge without taking much damage. E5s are a little riskier because their armor is much easier to heat pen with calibrated on. And IS-4s can do that pretty successfully as well, but IS-4s would be better off on the left side of the map if they're going to play that. I don't know if they're going to play split again because I don't know any of the meta for this map. Alright, so definitely Kronwagen's playing more aggressive on D side, like I figured. Addo going for the B cap, Gotta try and get your free cap as early as possible. PRAMO is playing pretty heavy A side. Not even trying to go for C cap. Although C cap is a bit harder than B cap to cap out. B you can kind of sit in weird little positions on this mound using this bit of ruined building as cover. Whereas C cap, you really don't have that. You got a tiny little bit amount of dirt that can be reset from B pretty easily. So PRAMO playing really aggressive through A, not even capping yet, trying to get aggressive positions on Addo and Arctic here, and Raindrop. Joker's realizing what's happening and getting turned around to resist that push. Lucres have a bit of a cap advantage, nothing too special, and it looks like they're mostly counter-rotating their tanks back into their spawn to try and pressure PRAMO here. They're going to run into Even Steam and Rax. It's going to be a little bit difficult. I think Joker have a bit of an advantage because they have better armored tanks for that. E5s are kind of stuck in non-hold down positions, so they're a little bit easier to pen. Whereas the IS4 can side scrape off these mounds with a lot more cover. Tommy trying to either get in the C-cap or get cross shots through this alley into Caddy. Caddy needs to move here soon if he doesn't want to get free blades over this. Actually, that might just barely be tall enough to prevent him from getting bled too hard. Jokers have a solid 2,000 HP lead, dropping that down to actually over 3,000 HP lead. PRAMO getting bled really hard, especially Tommy. He got caught out in the open by mostly Steel and possibly Caddy, trying to get away from that C-cap. So now PRAMO's spawn defense is very, very weak. He has to pull back, and he can't play nearly as aggressive there. While Jokers have total control of their own spawn and have good control over these tanks over here. PRAMO can't really do anything from here. Raxi trying to get shots through the train cars into Assassin. He has the advantage here because it's a lot easier to shoot through that from close than for Assassin to snipe that shot through into him. Good use of the train cars on this map. Jokers really aren't pressured to do anything. They have the cap advantage. It's not a huge cap advantage. All they really have to do is bleed PRAMO. So when PRAMO finally has to make a move because they're down on cap, they don't have the HP left, or possibly tanks if they bleed too hard, to make a push back. Quite possibly they'll be putting Raindrop and Wabbit into B cap as well. This will put a lot more pressure on PRAMO. PRAMO has to get the resets here if they want any chance of winning this game. They don't manage to do it. Now Jokers have a huge cap advantage. Their cap separation is going to grow significantly, as well as their HP advantage, which is now down to about 4k. Raxi is stuck over here on, what is that? 784, so he's a two-shot unless he's got the armor consumable. Assassin is about to get caught out by Even Steven. Even Steven bounces that shot or gets absorbed in the track. Assassin getting really lucky there. He can't back up too far, otherwise Korokor and Kami will be able to put shots into his rear side. It looks like they're mostly distracted by Raindrop and Wabbit pushing in with Caddy and Addo. Korokor going to go down here, and Kami not going to last much longer either. Arctic pushing through on Tommy. PRAMO is getting absolutely clobbered here. About to lose another tank on top of Korokora. And that's two more tanks going down here. Assassin not... ooh, Sierra just whiffed a shot on Assassin, which is not good. So does Even Steven. Assassin manages to get another shot into Raxi, taking him out while staying alive. Those were critical hits if PRAMO wanted any semblance of a chance of winning this. Fortunately, they whiffed those shots, and they have no chance now. They might be able to take out Steel, but very unlikely. Even Steven has to get a really high roll. Actually, he has to get a max roll to take him out, but he goes down. Sierra trying to push in, doesn't get the shot off. It is now Tanner versus 6. Good job played by Jokers. PRAMO got themselves into bad positions again and bled out really heavily. On top of having not having cap advantage, they just put themselves in bad positions and were not able to cope. Arctic going in for the attempted ram, unfortunately unsuccessful to get the ram kill. Good job, Jokers. Jokers will now be playing GG in the finals for tonight, and if Jokers win, they will be taking #1 spot in the cups. Let's see, when is this game scheduled? It is now. Alright. Joker's got here in 6 seconds. That's pretty impressive. Unless they weren't kicked from the room when it ended. They might have been just allowed to stay in the room and GG got the invites. I have 4 minutes. I'm readied up so I don't goof that up. I'm gonna go see what's going on over here on the purple bracket. Purple, interesting. Grand finals, did R beat Hated? R 2-0'd Hated. This is rather interesting. Now R has to play purple. My money would be on purple, although I haven't been paying attention if how many times R and purple have faced off throughout the season. Looks like SLG and Forpex will be in the grand finals. MJ getting knocked out, dropping themselves in positions. We are on Port Bay. I'm not gonna repeat the common name change to show off the players' distaste for this map. It's just a one-letter change on the second half of that name. But GG will be on north first, Jokers will be on south. GG running the double mouse. Theirs are going to be playing in the mid area to keep any tanks off of B and potentially push onto B. They have triple cron, which will most likely be around. They might put them in this corner, but they're more likely going to sit on this corner watching. I keep saying corner. This hill by the ridge, they might put one there. Otherwise, they're going to be on the corner around towards the C cap. They want to have control and resets on the C cap. Not really sure where the Yo's going to go or this IS-4. They might. I'm going to assume they're going to be playing fairly aggressively towards C cap while maintaining B neutrality or getting B cap. They should be able to take out Assassin if Assassin's the only one on B for Jokers. Wabbit will most likely be spotting A side in the Vickers, trying to get any sort of vision they can to know if they can push into A, while the rest of the tanks maintain a hold on C or try and push C. Oh, I forgot to start a new poll. GG are going to be playing a little bit towards A with at least that one IS-4. Yo might be sitting up on this building behind, acting as a sniper. He has the 2-shot to nuke anyone. GG might not be playing C at all. I might have been incorrect in that statement. Jokers? No, the Crons are playing across mid. IS-4 and Arctic and Kennedy are going to be playing for A. Wabbit is actually getting the spots towards C. I must be out of date on the meta for this map as well. Playing A was more uncommon than playing C was. Spitfire getting in a really good spot back here. He's staying unspotted using this wall for now, but if he can sneak back here, he will lock down control of this back lane really effectively. Seal trying to get up towards A using these cement and support braces as cover from Arctic and Kennedy, making it much more difficult for them to slot heat through and their upper plate. Wabbit sneaking into C cap now, as Jokers realize there's no one over to contest them on C. GG a little stuck now. They're trying to get onto A, but Kennedy and... oh no, Seal's just driving straight through A. It looks like GG might be trying to play aggressive onto Kennedy and Arctic before getting spotted and shot by Synergy. Mocha getting spotted, not able to really push without taking bleeds from the Crons, especially with the double Crons pushing in. This is what I like about Jokers. They're very good about the rotates. They immediately knew to get the Crons back to have oversight over these two IS-4s. While there's 3 tanks pushing in these IS-4s, the Crons should be able to get into positions, as you see with Steel doing, to shoot down in and assist their teammates. Effectively creating not quite an overmatch of tanks, it's about equal. But they do have the burst here, shooting down from covers. They also have the armor. Mocha getting nuked really hard. He's not really able to push anymore. Kennedy and Arctic getting farmed out. Assassin trying to go in to make sure Kennedy has the finish on Mocha. Kennedy misses that shot on Mocha. That is big. You cannot be missing those shots. Assassin coming in to get the clear for him. Dogma coming in to try and clean up Kennedy. He misses, or he puts in 2 shots. Ryguy does miss a shot on Kennedy, leaving Kennedy as a 2-shot still. Seal's going to be able to put 1 shot into him as well. And Spitbull does go down to Assassin. Kennedy is now stuck between Seal and Dogma. Dogma's going to be able to get the kill as soon as his clip reload. He gets 2 shots in the back. Seal at least needs to hold his shot and push into Assassin and Synergy. HP very, very close right now. Mere 100 points difference. Even with that Mouse going down, Azure going down, and the trade, HP still within a reasonable amount. Only 400 difference right now. This game can still go to either team. Steel needs to get out from the open before Dogma manages to put 2 shots into him. He does manage to get away, sort of. He does get taken out, but not before finishing off Tunnel. So it's an even trade. Jokers still have the slight HP advantage. Assassin trying to push into Seal to take Seal out of the game as much as possible, while Ado and Wabbit focus on Dogma. Dogma going to be able to put 2 shots into Adu. Heavy hits from him, taking 1,050 HP. Ado is now getting pushed on by Ryguy as well. He needs to try and maybe get 1 more shot off into Ryguy. He might be able to get it just in time, and will get his 3rd shot into Dogma. Good job by Ado and Assassin for managing to take out Ryguy in that push. The Yo is now distracted. He's going to have to waste 1 of his shots on finishing him off. He should probably clip reload at this point to have maximum output, unless he can get an HE into Wabbit. He doesn't manage to get an HE into Wabbit. Now all Wabbit has to do is stay behind Assassin, get around wide, and farm, while Assassin pushes in. I am having some serious packet loss issues. This is getting really choppy. Dogma just trying to rush into Wabbit. As soon as his 2 shots are loaded, Wabbit's going to have a really hard time escaping, because he can get 1 shot if Dogma shoots HE or high rolls. Wabbit just has to play this smart. He can't leave Assassin alone against Dogma. Now with both shots expended, Wabbit needs to take the time to get around, get at least 1 or 2 shots into Dogma before the clip is reloaded again. Assassin getting a nice shot. Wabbit might be able to get a shot into the rear of Dogma, but he... Oh no, Wabbit does get tracked and killed by Dogma. Now Assassin needs to trap him against this wall and not whiff his shots. He gets a nice max roll, meaning he can shoot PRAMO if he wants to guarantee the pen on Dogma. He is not worrying. He has chances to pen about 3 shots before this becomes worrisome. And he easily gets that clear before Dogma even has a chance to get more shots off. Or Dogama. Joker's getting the first game 1 off of GG. I wonder if Jokers can manage to redeem themselves for their games that they lost against GG. GG rating up in about the same tanks again. Not really varying this time. Joker's dropping... Or GG was the one with double mouse. GG dropped 1 mouse, I think, for the E5. While Jokers are not running the light tank unless Kakadity replaces that. So no light tank this time for Jokers. Neither team has too much mobility. Most of their mobility lying in their singular E5s. HP starting off, Jokers have a measly 200 HP difference. Not enough to write home about. It'd easily be made up. Looks like GG is playing this slightly differently. They're putting their Yo into the mid area to either overlook B or try and get up there. The way he's driving, I'm assuming he's going to be looking with Mocha to try and get cross shots and nukes, with the ability to rotate further right. Tunny is going for C control, just to sit, hold down, have vision, and see if he can't get any resets. Azura doing the normal mouse thing, pushing into B. On the other hand, Jokers are sending their mouse towards C. They're doing the boost to try and get their Kronwagen up top. It's a little bit of a lengthy process, but getting your own tank up into this position gives you total control over C. And nice shots down into over there. And they do a double boost. That's what the point of the mouse was, to get 2 Krons up top. Now they have total control over C if GG was doing anything about that. They also have nice control and sneaky shots into Azura if Azura decides to make an aggressive play towards B. Assassin and Caddy rotating out now. They have no need to be back here to support. Assassin most likely going to be mirroring what Azura is doing, sitting in one of these positions watching for B resets. Joker also having a good positioning with the wide control of this outer lane, and more of a central, mostly reset onto A and spotting lane here. GG trying to rotate their tanks out. They no longer felt they had control, I'm assuming, so they're now trying to get their tanks out, most likely for a push onto C. Little do they know what those 2 Krons are doing up there. If they are not careful, they are going to get absolutely nuked by 1 tank. Because all Joker has to do is play passive until GG gets too far into the cap to back out safely, and then they clip them. And here goes the... Oh, Tunnel coming down from low, getting the spots on him early. So now GG will not make the mistake of getting too aggressive on the cap and getting clipped out by Jokers. They still can't do anything on C though, and this is turning into a bit of a stalemate. Joker's having the best chance here to try and slip into A. Seal in the back is not really able to put any resets into A consistently without overexposing himself. With Arctic coming out wide, Seal is not going to be able to do anything. It looks like Jokers are getting pressured back. Now their positions are getting exposed by Azure coming up on the flank and GG becoming really aggressive. They needed to back out a little bit earlier so they weren't getting clipped. Azure getting pushed on really hard. Addo and Steel and Synergy taking bleeds. Addo, biggest of them all, trying to take out the Joker's mobility. Now it's Synergy and Steel trying to hold off Tunnel and Spitbull as best as they can while the rest of Jokers push towards Seal and Mocha. Mocha getting a big bleed and is now tracked up on top of the hill. Assassin might be able to get another shot, and nope. Mocha does get his track repaired and backed off, but not before Addo can get shot. Seal getting pushed on by Arctic and Wabbit. He's going to go down soon. It's a matter of how long he can delay that. Dagama pushing in, trying to get a shot into Steel. He does manage to get one in, but I don't know if he did the other. Mocha getting 2 shots into Steel as well. Steel's going to go down to Tunnel, Spitbull, and Dogma pushing onto him. GG now has control of C side. They do not have cap control, but they do have a little bit better positioning. HP almost identical. For second, it was about 11 HP difference. Assassin trying to push onto the back of Mocha, taking him out, or at least to push him into the rest of his team. Good clear. HP still very, very close, but Jokers do have the HP advantage as of right now. Ryguy's still up top. He's trying to reload his third shell. Maybe not. He just wanted to rush the shot into Wab to get the bleed. He has a strong position here to bleed on the Joker tanks as they try and push into Dagama. Assassin trying to get Dagama, but he's not quite fast enough. Arctic being pushed on by Tunny. Caddy moving into support. Arctic needs to get one shot in before he goes down. He's saving his shell. He's on 28 HP. That is really rough on Tunnel. He did not quite get that kill he needed. Spitball whiffing a shot on Wabbit here on the near side. Assassin also getting pushed on and bled pretty hard. All he needs to do is delay, delay, delay. He gets a decent little ram on Ryguy. Not really for damage, but he traps him, keeping him in front, forcing him to shoot PRAMO into him. Smart play by Assassin. If he can get one more shot off, he does not manage to get one more shot off. That would have been very beneficial for his team. GG is down about 50% HP, but quickly coming back with that kill. Wabbit does pick up another. Now it's a 2v2. HP on the disadvantage for GG, but they do have clips versus single fire tanks. So if GG plays this correctly, they can clear out Wabbit really fast and give them a tank advantage. Dagama needs to be careful though, because Caddy is going to try and get a shot. He almost high rolls him enough, leaving him on 4 HP. That is really unfortunate for him. Ryguy needs to clear Wabbit as fast as possible while Dagama gets back and saves his clip. Ryguy only getting a track into Wabbit and taking a bleed in return. Not good for him. He can't push now because Caddy is set up to support Wabbit. Joker's playing this really smart. They have cap. They can delay this and drag it out as long as possible. They will win based purely on cap points if this goes to 0 seconds left. Wabbit getting a nice bleed onto Ryguy. Ryguy now is one shot. Same with Dagama. Caddy really needs to push in here to support Wabbit. And start to mop up tanks. Wabbit misses a shot and now is stuck on the one shot. He can't push Ryguy again because Ryguy will be able to clean him up. Caddy coming in though fast, almost getting trapped and possibly missing a shot because of that. Now Dagama needs to do all he can with 4 HP and try and clear Caddy. If he high rolls, he might have a chance, or he might be able to get a shot into Wabbit. He's opting to back off, unable to find the connect here, and goes down to Dogma, who probably just shot HE at the tracks. GG to Jokers for managing to pull out the win in this Gold Series. That was a very close last game. Very close. Oh, I am sorry. This is a best of 5. I forgot this was the grand final for the day, so it's best of 5. So Jokers still have to play one more game. I will be right back. I have to run to the restroom. All right. Potentially the final game. This is in sports game point or match point. JKR wins this, they win this gold series, and it'll put them in. It should put them in first place if I remember the cup difference correctly for third to first. Jokers are only about 9,999 points behind PRAMO. So I was not paying attention because I was in the bathroom. GG running double mouse, triple IS4, E3, and a Kronwagen, while Jokers are running, let's see, double IS4, double Kron, or quadruple Kron, and an E5. They're going for corner control, same with GG. GG rushing an E3 into a rather aggressive early mid position. E3 has just about enough gun depression to peek that hill and get shots off. He needs to try and get the shot into one of those tanks to give them stronger control over corner. But E3 does take 2 hits, most likely into the top hatch of his tank. That's where everyone seems to be shooting him. And now the Kronwagens are just straight pushing onto him over the top. They're taking the hits, trying to take out the E3 early, ignoring the mice coming in. Actually, no, the 2 Krons were supporting, and they're just absolutely clipping out the Azure and the mouse. At this point, the Addo, Wabbit, and Cadity just need to delay the 3 IS4s in corner as long as possible while their Krons deal with these 2 mice, and then Jokers win this game. At this point, it's going to be really hard for GG to come back from this. They put that E3 into a really aggressive position, and it just could not handle the Krons and the good shots from the IS4 and E5. It looks like JKR is actually winning the corner brawl as well, because they have no support from except for Mocha. Mocha is managing to get some good shots into Addo, and Wabbit, but it's now a 2v3 over in corner. While the Krons just finished off the last mouse, they're just going to push into Mocha and Addo, and this is over for GG. As you can see, they're already saying GG. They know they made mistakes. Kudos to Joker, they just 7-0'd one of the best teams in NA. This is just more proof why Jokers, in my opinion, are going to be strong contenders against Rain and Twister, and are my choice for winning this season as well. I don't know how long cups are going to take to update, because I'm curious to see the final standings. Granted, these might not be the final standings. I've heard that there's a potential, don't take my word 100% for it, there's a potential last chance tournament being played to give some teams a last chance to adjust their stances. I don't know much details besides there's a possibility of it, or how that might affect the final standings. I know there's been a lot of controversy with this season with the loss of cups in the Silver Series that knocked a bunch of teams out of top 8 because apparently you can make a lot more cups in Silver Series by winning it instead of playing gold. And there was some controversy, I think, in EU with 2 teams that might have been knocked out of top 8 for rigging on stream. So there might be a last chance to kind of make up for a lot of wargaming side mistakes between... especially on Asia server, there's huge performance issues that delayed games there. The constant lag through this tournament and the huge Silver Series Cup debacle. So there might be last chance or last minute changes to the leaderboards, but I don't think there will be any significant leaderboard changes. It'll most likely be bottom of the echelons having a significant change. Let's check on the other guys to see if any of the other teams finished already. Looks like the Gold Series is over, so all the other teams... Yeah, alright, so Purple won against R. Let's see, was it... How much of a significant win was it, or was it close? If it'll load. Pretty significant win for Purple, unless a lot of those games were close. R coming in second. Third, Hated in third. Looks like SLG and Fourpex are still going. I heard from somebody in chat saying it's 3-1 for those two. MJ going to be coming in third. And then down here we know Joker's number 1, GG2, PRAMO third, and Elevate fourth. So let's see. Okay, yeah. Fourpex did end up beating SLG 3-1. So those are your Gold Cup winners. Pretty much solidifying top 8 and giving mostly just Fourpex their since they won their bracket, that's a good boost for them. They might even overtake. No, they're not going to overtake Purple because Purple also won their bracket. So Fourpex will be 8th, Purple 7th, GG likely 6th because R did make it to 2nd place of theirs. So GG also made 2nd. So they're not going to change positions. Joker should be slipping into 1st with PRAMO slipping down to 2nd. And the biggest change for our or for top 8 of NA will be MJ versus SLG. Whether MJ actually it will change. MJ didn't win any of their games, and SLG got 2nd. So with how close, let me pull this over so you can see what I'm talking about. There's a 300 cup difference, or it's just shy of 300 cup difference. And with SLG getting 1 position better, they will be flipping with MJ. Let me just pull up tournaments and make a quick graphic of how top 8 will be at this current time. Let me find Summer Season Championship. So 1st versus 8th. So it'll be JKR v Fourpex. And then it'll be I like what they did. Before they would do 1st versus 8th and 2nd versus 7th, but they split those up, so that's really good. So it's not 2 of the most dominant teams in NA crushing the 2 that barely made top 8. So it's 3rd versus 6th, which will now be SLG versus GG. And then in the other bracket, it'll be 2nd versus 7th, so that's PRAMO versus Purple. And finally, that will be not straight, it will be, what am I missing? R versus MJ. So those will most likely be your brackets again, unless the last chance comes out. So these will be your top 8 teams and who they face. I think it's Wednesday. I have this up. I don't know why I'm guessing. Ends on the 27th, and the first games are on the 28th. So if we look at the calendar, 28th is Wednesday. So Wednesday of next week, a little less than a week away, your top 8 will be playing. And if you guys give me enough support, I might have a chance of streaming either top 8 or challengers. So I'd really, really appreciate that. Those will be some really fun games to watch, especially with a bunch of new teams making top 8. Some of the half of MJ's made, or yeah, I think about roughly half of MJ, or a little less than half, have made top 8 before. I don't think ours ever made top 8. PRAMO, obviously. Purple, obviously. SLG, they have De Silva. I think he's made top 8 before, but for the most part, they've been Strom Talk's top 16 team for the last few seasons. So good on them for having a chance top 8 finally. GG, they've mostly all made, I'm pretty sure they've all made top 8. Joker have all made top 8. And Fourpex, about half of them have made top 8 with MM last season. All right, Steel doesn't want to talk about the first set against GG, but I want to talk about it because it's funny. Just for you, Steel. Thank you, Beast, for the compliments today. All right, I think that should be all for tonight. For those of that don't know, a lot of people get confused about final stages. As you see, first place and second place only make credits, while third and fourth make gold and premium time. This is for the group stage, so first and second place move on to top four. So they get just credits because then they are guaranteed to make actual cash, where you make $40 in fourth, etc. So it's not anything insane. Unless you really get first or second, you get a nice little bit of chunk of change. Twister's where you make the real money, and then they get free XP and large chunks of gold. I wonder what I need to look at what challenger rewards are this season, and I'm curious what middle or lower echelon rewards are as well. So rewards for middle echelon are a little bit of premium time for 16th through 12th place, not 12th through 13th place. And then first place in challenges is kind of where it's at because you get the pro background, which you normally only get in top 8, but if you get first place in challenges, you also get it. You get a Carnarvon Action X, which is a pretty solid tier 8, nice credits, premium time, and free XP. Second place, the T2065. It's not too bad. It's not an amazing tier 8 heavy. It's kind of like a heavy medium, really. T4485. I think they've already sold this. It's a pretty decent tier 7. And then fourth place, you just get some gold. And what about lower echelon? I'm curious what the rewards are. Not very many credits. I don't. Premium time. You get a little bit of gold for getting that, so it's actually pretty good for free to play players if you can get 17th place, which is first place of lower echelon. That's a nice 1,700 gold there. Maybe get yourself something nice if you watch gold ads as well. And I honestly think that's all for this evening. Oh, I guess, so this is the background you get for first place in challengers as well as top 8. Then challengers guys get this avatar. I think they're getting the old ones still, and then on top of the new ones that Wargaming are releasing, top 8 will get this. And Pro Blue get out for top 4 of the top 8. So that's a really nice camo, in my opinion. My favorite of the Pro camos. As well as they get the 12th, first through 12th place also get the summer seasonal camo, which is, let me find the spring one. It's this, but like tan. I personally don't like it. But yeah, it's like the same design, just different color. Show your padushkas? I don't know what padushkas mean. The deal for real. Sorry. Let me see if I can't pull up pictures of. I gotta find it on Wargaming server. The new camo as well as the avatars. It's a huge deal for a while in their server, but I don't know if they posted it in announcements so I can find it more easily. I am not seeing it. Not really sure where they post these things. Besides way, 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 way up in the tournaments feed. Oh. Maybe in summer season? Is it pinned in summer season? Come on. All right, here is a lovely comparison of what the new ones look like compared to the old ones. Obviously, there was no lower echelon before, so this is just a joke. The lower echelon and Challenger look really similar. I think they need to make the Challenger look a little bit nicer to at least vary itself from the lower echelon. Like maybe change the color of this middle, make the background color more obvious. I do kind of like the new Challengers. They updated a little bit compared to the old one. And the Pro one, I personally like the old Pro more. And they better, I don't think they're going to change the old ones anymore, and they're going to just add the new ones to the new people that get it. So those are the new avatars for top 8 instead, and top 16. Now, let me see if I can't find people mentioning summer camo anywhere. I don't know if I like summer or fall less. Kind of spring and winter camos are like kind of tied for me on how much I like them. And how far do I have to go back to find the camo rewards? Or I might be just being dumb. They might actually post it in here somewhere. Let's see. Let's see rewards. That's blue pro camo. That's my favorite. The other one's orange. It's not bad, but I just like blue more than orange personally. There's the Cyber Summer. I kind of want to see if they... I wanted them to show it on a tank. You see how much I don't like it when you see it on a tank, because it's just not a pretty tank or color scheme, in my opinion. It's just kind of like bland, tannish colors, or at least the spring one is pretty vibrant, and same with the winter one, but blue. So yeah, that's all I really have to say. Again, if you can give me some support and love so that I can hopefully stream the finals, I'd really, really appreciate it. And other than that, I'll hopefully see you guys later.